Today is a very special treat for everybody because I'm joined live by Big Rich, who has flown all the way over from England just to do this one live stream with us. That's definitely the whole reason that he's here, is just to do this stream.
Definitely, yeah.
But before we get started, there's something we need to do. There's something very important we need to do. Because if you're going to enjoy this stream to the fullest potential, if you're going to get everything you possibly can from it, every drop of beautiful, wonderful goodness, you're going to need something. You're going to need some kind of beverage. Anything, really, of your choosing. And on that note, I'm going to fetch us some beverages.
Okay. I hope they're not alcoholic.
They are definitely alcoholic.
Okay.
So I have chosen a flowery ale that says "Make Me Smile," and you get, I don't know, the Jeju beer from the other day.
Oh, right, yeah. I remember this one, yeah.
Find yourself a drink. Could be anything, really. Whatever you like. And lift it now as we enjoy the height of humanity, the culmination of all of civilization. It's called Cheers with Chaps. Drink with me now. Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh, that is nice. I got a nice summertime lemony ale.
That's all right, yeah. It's not bad.
It's pretty good. So, as you can see, we are not in my office today. We are in the living room, and I have moved everything out here. So you get to join us in Casa de Jack. And today, we're going to be teaching you guys about body language. Simba, are you okay? Bento is a bully, and he keeps chasing Simba around and just starting shit. And so if you see the dogs fighting, that's why. He's an asshole. But you can learn to recognize signs like that as well whenever you're talking to girls. You can learn to see if they're interested or if they're just fucking with you. You can learn to see if they're going to waste your time or if they want to get wasted with you. So, let's start going through some of the different signs that you can look for. Some body language signals that are going to help you to have the best possible success with the women you meet. Let's start, Big Rich, with what kind of body language are you looking for before you open a girl, before you approach a girl?
Okay, so in a bar, let's say it's in a bar.
Sure.
I'm looking for them to get bored of each other. So if there are two girls talking to each other, I'm always looking for the wandering eyes. This is one of the first things I go for.
Okay.
So when they're talking and then there's a lull in the conversation and then their eyes just start darting around and checking out the options in the bar. That's one of the first things. I also check whether they're closed over. So if they're huddled together and they're having a chat and their shoulders are up and they're in defense mode, they're already they're not there to meet you.
Right.
So they're closed off.
Right.
It's when that opens up, I'll go in, because I don't want to ruin an approach by going in when they're closed off in a conversation.
Sure.
Like huddled together
and
they're deep in chat. That is just, you're going to blow yourself out immediately, not from reading the language correctly.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, for sure.
What about you, Jack?
So, yeah, defensive posturing like that, if they physically close off their body, right, their arms are in tight, they're talking like this, they're kind of hunched over, then they are not open to meeting people. What you're looking for is you're looking for more out, right, like she's relaxed. If she's sitting relaxed like this, like just like a fucking G, then she's open to pretty much anything.
Yeah.
Right? But here's another one that I think a lot of guys misread. If you see a girl on her phone, she might look hunched over and she might look engaged in it. But there are a few important signals to check for. If she's on her phone and if she's using just one hand, then she's just browsing, right? She's bored. She just wants something to do. Now, if she's on there and she's typing furiously, or if she's really like deep into it, she's gonna use two hands. She's gonna bring the phone closer to her face. But if you see her with it out like this, a good distance away, she's just using one hand, she's just bored. She's just playing on Tinder, or she's just scrolling through Instagram with nothing particular in mind. That girl is much more open to being approached than one who's typing furiously away or watching something intently. Now, what about earphones? If she has earphones in.
I just don't bother. I mean, you
Yeah.
tell them to pull them off.
Yeah.
But
You can do it, but
Yeah.
it's really probably not worth your time most of the time.
yeah,
If she has earphones in, that's a massive signal that she's closed off, not just to you, but
Yeah.
to the whole world. She doesn't want to hear fucking anything. She doesn't want
Yeah.
to be talking to anyone. She just wants whatever's going on in
and
there.
you know the weirdest thing about approaching a girl who's like on her phone, who's deep like in the phone, she'll get so angry that you just take her away from that one thing, and she thinks it's so important, it's beyond you.
Yeah.
There are so many times where that happens. So it's literally nothing. Sometimes it could just be watching a social media post or anything. But
Yeah.
as soon as you take her away from that moment and you distract her, so there are so many girls who just can't deal with that.
Yeah,
So they'll
yeah, yeah.
immediately tell you to fuck off or bye, I'm busy. But actually what's going on her phone is nonsense. It means nothing. It's bullshit. But if you catch someone in the wrong moment, then it could define or detriment your approach. It can be up or down, but most of the time it's always down.
Yeah, so earphones in. If she's on her phone very seriously, probably just skip that approach, period. Now, if you're out on the street, then that's obviously where you're going to see people with earphones in a lot more than in a bar. If you see someone in a bar with earphones on, they're a social idiot and you don't want to talk to them anyway. But if you're out on the street and you see someone with earphones on, then there are other things you want to look for that are more important. For example, her speed. How quickly is she walking or whatever it is that she's doing,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because even if she has earphones in, if she's sitting in a cafe and just laying back, sipping on some coffee, even if she has earphones in, she is much more likely to be open to being approached.
And also it's the same with Jack just said about like her speed walking.
Yeah.
If she's sauntering,
Yeah.
Just walking casually, looking around, she's so open to be approached. She's not going somewhere, she's just chilling.
If she's sauntering, she's basically saying anybody can convince me of anything right now, because that's what girls do whenever they're window shopping, right? They're basically saying somebody convince me to buy some shit right now, and the thing that she buy could be your line, right? Because she's open to it. She's looking around for something to entertain her, something to get her interested, something to take away the boredom of her day.
Yeah.
So walking slowly, good time to approach. Now, let's say you see a girl, she's walking slowly, you go up, you start chatting with her.
Yeah.
What kind of body language am I looking for here on the approach that's going to let me know if she's interested or not?
I'm looking for her to basically stop and...
Oh, shit. Whenever you send those messages, they pop up into the middle of the screen.
Shit.
And so this will be on the recording.
Yeah, so in the day, I'm looking for her to fully stop and not look around as well. So, like, it's like the opposite of wandering eyes. So if she's stopping and she's fully engaged with me and she's not, like, turning her head or making these small, slight movements of, should I get out of this interaction?
Yeah.
Or if during the interaction she starts, like, looking around and being like that and then turning away and getting defensive, basically.
Yeah.
Then you know it's game over.
Yeah.
From the very beginning. But
so one of the things that you'll notice whenever you do the approach, could you stand up for me real quick?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so whenever you approach a girl, you don't want to approach her head on.
No.
Because that's going to be very aggressive.
Yeah.
Right? Instead, what you do is you want to come in at an angle. So ideally,
So I'm standing here.
okay, so if you're standing there, I need to move our table of goodies. So if Rich is standing here, I'm going to, let's say that he's a girl, right? I want to walk up about at the angle where if we kept walking forward, our shoulders would hit.
Yeah.
So that's about where you want to be. You don't want to be completely head on. But you're coming in here and then you're angling towards her.
Yeah.
This is important because it's going to give her the opportunity to leave if she doesn't want to be there, right? So that you're not going to be creeping on her too hard. You're not going to terrify her. Girls get terrified easily, and understandably so, right? Like, we're big, and they are not, especially not the ones that we go for. And so, yeah, they could get scared easily. You want them to have the opportunity, the option to leave if they want to, if they need to, that they can go. But it also gives her the opportunity to turn and engage you.
Yeah.
This is the good body language you're looking for. If she's turning and she's engaging you, making eye contact, she's nodding along like Rich is doing right now, she's smiling, she's engaging with the things that you're saying, responding to you positively, she's interested. Let's sit back down.
Okay, yeah.
Then she's interested. But if you see her starting to turn away, oh, thank you, Simba. If you see her starting to turn away, or if she's looking around as if she's looking for someone to save her, that is body language that shows she's not interested in continuing the conversation.
Yeah.
And so you need to learn to read that so that, first of all, you're not wasting your time. But second, that you're not terrifying these poor girls, creeping them out and chasing them down when they're not interested. So I'm chatting with her. She has turned. She's facing me. Boys, cut that shit out. She's turned. She's facing me. She's smiling. She's nodding along. Okay? Now, how do I start to escalate this? Because now, all that I've done is I've just started chatting with her.
Oh, right.
So where do I go next with this, and what am I looking for?
Well, you're then moving on to touch.
Right.
Like, you're going straight for touch.
Yes.
So you're going to test to see her response to your touches.
Yeah.
So just simple things. She makes you laugh, you're like,
yeah.
Or, you know, you introduce yourself and then you high five and then you cross fingers like this and see if she stays or she very quickly rejects.
Yeah.
You try to just constantly like, oh yeah, and this and that, and you're constantly doing that, and then you try to leave your hand on there for a little longer, see her reaction.
Yes. And so the reaction is really what you're looking for here. Because if she's... Can you stop being a bully? This dog can't read body language. He can't see that Simba doesn't want to fucking play with him. So he's being a creeper because he didn't ever learn any of this stuff. Also because he's a puppy and he's like 5 months old or something.
And he's very horny. He still has his balls.
Yeah. Well, anyway, so you're looking for reactions. Because if, like when Bento tries to play with Simba, then he gets growled at and Simba starts barking and tries to bite him, that is a sign that she's not interested in you. Chances are good, though, that the girl is not going to try to bite you whenever you touch her. I mean, it's possible, right? In the world where anything's possible, I suppose.
Yeah.
But more likely, you're looking for some kind of signal. So if you're touching her a little bit and she's just not bothered a bit, that's a good sign. That means that she's comfortable with your touch and she's interested to see where this goes, right? But if when you touch her, she pulls away, she seems skittish. If when you're such a cheeky girl, then she gives you like a weird look or something, she kind of instinctively pulls away, then that's a sign that either one, she's not interested at all, most likely, or two, she's interested but isn't comfortable with touch yet. If this is early on in an interaction and she's already flinching like that, though, I would say you should probably just cut your losses and move on.
Here's a good question, Jack, as well. So moving on from the initial touches, like the simple ones, then the next question is how to escalate the touches to a place where you're more sexual, you're touching places which lead to kissing and lead more like, hands in hair and stuff. Yeah.
So you're going to be looking for actually a really good example of this. I'm going to toot my own horn a little bit here, but a really good example of this is my Anatomy of a Date videos, where I go through and I explain the body language of this girl who I had just met in a cafe, and she was giving me a lot of positive body language. She was reciprocating whatever I was putting out there, and she started to initiate her own things, like trying to ask for high fives, reaching to grab my hand, things like that. And so that is very much something that you're looking for. Now, obviously, the hand is a good spot because here
Yeah.
it's safe, as in it's not too intrusive,
Yeah.
but it's also quite intimate because people holding hands,
right.
Like that is quite intimate. The other things that you're looking for, shoulder is safe, neck is intimate.
Yeah.
Right? And so if you're talking and
See, when Jack did that,
yeah,
he started on here.
Yeah, I
and
started
as soon
here
as he
and
went
then-
up to the neck, I was immediately just like,
turned on. Yeah.
yeah. I was like, what's going on here? Like, is something happening? You know?
Yeah. So the neck area is going to be very intimate, and you can get there many different ways. You can comment on their hair, the earrings, right? If they have like a tattoo or something, you can comment on that. Ask them about it. Ask them the story. What is it? Why did you get that? How drunk were you? How long have you regretted it? So, you know, like, and you want to be cheeky. You want to be fun with these things, because if you just say, oh, nice earrings. Then
you've wasted an opportunity.
Thanks.
If you don't move in and go for it and touch it and look at it, inspect it, be like, oh, very nice.
Yeah.
Then you're an idiot.
Yeah. and make up stories about the stuff too. Be like, whoa, those are cool earrings. I think I saw those when I was in Cadiz. Did you get that from Spain?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And fucking no, she didn't. She bought it from some shitty stall on the street, right? Like,
and also as well, like, even if she doesn't have something in her hair, you pretend there is something in her hair.
Oh,
and then take it out and just throw it. It's not. She doesn't have to have something in your hair for you to go for the hair and touch her hair. Just make it up. Make it up every time.
Yeah, you can make things up. If she has a leaf in her hair or something, oh, hold on, you got a fuzzy in your hair or something like that. Okay. That is quite intimate. And you're also going to notice, again, with the body language, how she reacts. Because if she pulls away, if she's scared of you touching her hair, she's not.
And also, when you're touching her hair, okay, so here's a very, very good one. When you're touching her hair and you've got it in there and she maintains eye contact, there is nothing, she's just deep looking in your eyes. If you're doing anything like that, and she's right there in your eyes, you have to go and kiss her.
Yeah,
right
you go like, for the kiss, right?
Anything. If she is not looking away, if you are her entire world, if there is nothing else in her mind at that very moment, you always just go straight in for the kiss.
Yeah,
you have to. And if you don't make your moves when you read these signals correctly, she'll start losing attraction for you.
Yes.
She will start to think, this is not the man for me. This is not a guy who's reading my signals. This is not a guy who is going to take me right now. As soon as you fuck up, as soon as you don't read the signals correctly and you pussy out and you think, oh no, then that's when you go the other way. So you always have to remember to, as soon as you see the signals, go for it. And don't pussy out.
Yes. So the eyes are a really good indicator for you. If she is completely focused on you, if she is keeping eye contact directly, and she is locked in with you, especially whenever you're touching her or you're doing things like that, then she's really, really interested, and you should be pushing for more. If she starts looking around frantically as if she's looking for someone to save her, or she's worried about being seen, or she's whatever, right? Like, then that means she has something going on in her head that is blocking you out. And so those are some signals that you should automatically start reading and say, okay, something is wrong here. Either she's not interested, or I have to make some change. We're in too public a setting, right? Whatever it is. And then you can try to move that to, hey, I have an idea. Let's go grab a drink over here. Or if you're at a bar, then like, hey, let's it's a little bit loud over here. Let's go outside to the smoking area, or let's just get some fresh air, or something like that, right? You want to move things if she's seeming uncomfortable. She's not into it. So that's a really good signal to look for.
Like a great wingman I have here. We had a situation yesterday where we're in a bar called Thursday Party, and there were two girls, and we brought them into the bar from the street. So we hollered at them. We said, "You should come here. It's fun." And they were like, "Oh yeah, okay." Then they went inside, and then they're sitting down, and then my mate goes and approaches them first, talks to them for a bit. I go up, talk to them for a bit too, but then like we figure out very early on they're just like one of the girls is leaving to USA to study, like literally today,
Mm-hmm.
and they're having a last final girls' night,
Mm-hmm.
and the one who was leaving, her friend, she really wanted to just have a girls' night, but me and my mate, obviously, we're running our best game. We're having a laugh with them, but we both noticed at the same time, the mother hen girl, the one who was kind of in control,
Mm-hmm.
she kept doing the eyes to her friend.
Right.
So the
no, let's not
like
do
this,
this.
like,
Eyes. Yeah.
like yeah, okay, like yeah,
Right.
but then looking at the friend like this, and when you notice a girl signaling to another girl, like she keeps looking at the girl
Mm-hmm.
and not you. She's like trying to get her friend to be on the same side of her, to be like, we need to come up together with an excuse to tell these guys, okay, we're not interested.
Yeah.
We're just chilling. But me and Sid, because sorry, I won't say his name.
Let's
Let's say Jason. Jason. Me and Jason. Yeah, Sid's on there.
Yeah. Sid's in the community.
Yeah, so me and Sid, we both recognise these signals. So we both saw it at the same time.
Yeah.
And then after, we both made an excuse to leave them. And then we immediately afterwards said, yeah, you saw that, yeah.
Yeah.
And we don't want to waste our time, because
Right.
Why would you? And also, why would you push the interaction so far to a point where they have to say, please, guys, can you leave us?
Yeah.
It's just not cool. Because they might change their minds later. They might have a few more drinks later. After 1 hour, find us again because we were cool.
Yeah.
And we
Because
respected.
you weren't creepy. Yeah.
Exactly, because we're not creepers. So then, you always have to remember this as well. If you do get rejected, or they're just not up for it at that time, at that moment in the bar, wait an hour. Wait until they got the drinks down.
Yeah.
Wait until they've kind of run out of things to say to each other. They start getting a little bit horny because the alcohol's hitting. They're noticing you in the bar. You are cool. And then every other guy who approaches is a loser, disrespectful, doesn't read the signals, is a complete dork. And then they're like, those guys were the best guys. They were fun. And then all it takes is that. You can go back. It's never game over.
Well, sometimes it's game over.
Sometimes, yeah.
No,
Yeah.
So learning to read those signals. The eyes are an important one. You'll notice some other things, like if she's fidgety, if she's playing with her drink or her straw, or if you're talking to her and she's looking at her phone at all, then she's not interested. Right? So, I mean, even if she just has it out, right? What needs to happen is she needs to put the phone down if she has it out at all. She needs to put it down and engage with you and not with her phone. But if you're talking to her and she's carrying on a conversation, but she's also, looking at her phone or something, she is not interested. She's giving you the signal that stupid bullshit on Instagram is more important to her than the conversation with you. So, unless she says like, hey, sorry, I don't mean to be rude. I just need to answer my mom real quick. She's worried about me, right? I just need to send a quick message. And then, okay, that's fine. She's letting you know what's going on. Okay, cool. But if she's looking at her phone at all, if she's doing the eyes with her friend where they're both kind of like, let's get out of here, right?
Yeah.
Or let's get these guys out of here. Then you need to see the signals, respect the signals. You need to actually understand what they mean and follow them. Because you could try to push through it. But why? It's not going to work out well for you. That's what guys who get blown out do. That's what guys who are desperate and needy do. That's not what guys who have options. His course is called Options, by the way. If you want to learn how to text girls better, get options. Go to datingmetrics.com, get that course. It'll change your texting life completely. But as far as reading physical signs, this is going to be your go-to, the absolute definitive edition. Okay, so I'm chatting with a girl. She's not looking at her phone, right?
Yeah.
We're touching.
We're
okay,
touching.
good.
Yeah.
Now, what next?
Okay.
What next? We're drinking, right?
Yeah.
We've had 2 drinks together.
Yeah.
We're touching.
Yeah.
She's not pulling away.
Uh-huh.
She's not making the eyes.
Yeah.
She's locked in with me. What am I doing?
I'd go, well, often I call it the hair tug makeout.
Okay.
So
tell me about the hair tug makeout.
The hair tug makeout is quite simple. As I'm chatting, I spot her earrings where I say, oh, you have lovely hair. I really like your hair. Whatever. Or my hand just goes gradually into her hair. I just start playing, playing with the hair.
Mm-hmm.
I do this on dates as well. Whenever I am having a sex date or a girl's at my house, I'll be on the sofa like this, and I'm very casual. My hand's already naturally behind her, and as I'm talking, I just start playing with her hair, and then just keeping my hands in there and just brushing it. And as we're talking, it's almost like you're hypnotizing.
Mm-hmm.
So you're just playing around with her hair, and she doesn't even care or notice. Well, she does notice, but she's not reacting to it. She's just happy.
That means she likes
and comfortable with your hand there.
Yeah.
I often do the hair first because it's the way to get your hand into her head and direct the kiss towards you, because you can grab the back of her scalp,
mm-hmm.
take a chunk of hair, and then just move her in.
Right.
It's just natural. So the way I do it is always like that. I don't do hands first. Obviously, sometimes I do. It depends how you're sitting.
What, just grab her hand and stick it on your dick?
No, just just playing with it a little bit and oh, nice nails and everything, and
mm-hmm.
very cute. And then but for me personally, I always do the hair the most. What about you, Jack?
Yeah, I mean that works. Normally, most of the time, I don't even bother kissing out in public. I just take them home, right?
Yeah. That's another thing. Okay, so that's a good question. It's sometimes girls are open for kissing in public,
mm-hmm.
and sometimes they're not. And it's how do you read those signals? But no, you can't read that. You can never second guess it. But if she's very into you and very relaxed, yes, you can. She's a girl who kisses in public. If she's totally happy with you,
mm-hmm.
being all handsy, all everything, she's just constantly staring at you, then yes. But if she seems a bit more conservative,
mm-hmm.
don't make the mistake of, after you go for the kiss, that she rejects you and says, oh, no kiss. Because she might just be a girl who doesn't want to kiss in public. And I don't make this mistake anymore, but I've seen so many guys who do. So I had a situation where we were with 2 girls outside of a bar, and I went for the kiss. Okay? She rejected me. I went for it 10 minutes later, or 5 minutes later. She rejected me again, but she kept talking to me. And then we went to a photo booth place, out of public, in a different room, immediately jumps on me, makes out with me.
Right.
Yeah. So don't give up because she rejects the kiss. Understand, if she's still talking to you, she's still into you, it's still on, but you just have to change locations.
Yeah. So one of the biggest issues for guys is that and I completely understand this fear. They're afraid, oh, Jesus, Bento, watch your tail. They're afraid of trying for something and then getting punished or losing the girl because they tried for it.
Uh-huh.
And in my experience, that has never been the case. Not even once. Even though I've had the fear, I've had that thought, what I've found is that no girl will ever punish you for trying for a kiss or trying for sex.
Never.
Because they know that you're into it. And if you try for it, even if they reject you, even if they say no, but they stick around, then they're still into it. They're basically saying, not yet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yes, but you have to wait a little bit more. You have to get somewhere private. You have to, whatever. Just, I don't kiss on the first date or whatever. Okay, all right. But she's not going to punish you. She's not going to be angry at you for trying for it because is there a girl in the world who doesn't know that men want to fuck?
Yeah.
Like it's not like it's a secret. We're dudes. Of course we want to fuck.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're going to try to fuck. We're going to try to kiss. We're going to try to get you home. We're going to try to stick our dicks in you. Because we're guys. That's what we do. And every girl knows this. So they'll never be shocked or surprised or appalled or angry because you tried for it. Because it's the most natural and normal thing in the world.
Yeah.
Simba.
Simba is squeaking the toy and looking at us with his eyes, knowing he's being naughty.
Yeah.
And like being like, should I keep squeaking? And
I will.
He's almost got like a wink in his eye at the same time.
Yeah. Okay. So other body language to look out for, to notice. Anything that she does that initiates physical contact with you is good. Not just good. That's fantastic. And so anything that she does, if you make a joke and she, you're so on. Because even though that seems like a small thing, that's massive. She's interested in touching you, and she is interested in initiating it. That's how much she wants to touch you. So anything that she does like that, or if she's talking to you and she grabs your hand to tell you about something, right?
Anything. It's immediate signal. As soon as a girl ever just touches you once.
If she initiates contact.
Even if she's telling you, I hate you, you're such a dick, you're not my type, but she's touching you and beating your arm.
Yeah. Then that means you are her type.
You are her type.
Like, she's lying.
She's just shit testing you and doing two things at once.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, I hate you, you're a dick, fuck you.
Yeah.
Hit arm, I want to fuck you so much.
Yeah, right.
That's what she said.
That's the subtext there.
Yeah, that's so much
the
subtext.
Now, have we missed anything about body language? She's angled towards you. She's interested. She's keeping eye contact. She's not playing with her phone.
Yeah.
She's not flinching from your touch.
Yeah, the best situation you can ever be in is when you've got a girl who suddenly you become her entire world. So you're just everything in her mind and her body. You've just seduced her so much that everything is blackout to her. That her mind is just pure, in your eyes, wanting to touch you, just in a trance, basically. Imagine it like a trance.
Yeah.
That's your best situation.
Yeah. Okay, well, and with that said,
yeah,
you really want this damn soccer ball, don't you? Okay, go get it. With that said, we're going to go ahead and end the lesson there. So let's bring in our panel and get started on the Q&A.
Oh, yeah.
Simba has thrown my mouse to the other side of the room, so we got to come over here to make this thing happen. Let's get you guys in. Okay, we have Paul and Julius joining us today. How are you boys doing?
Doing very good.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Good. All right, let's go ahead and just jump right in. The kid has sent me the list of questions because sadly it's past his bedtime and he has turned into a pumpkin. So let's go ahead and jump right into this. So fucking hell, man. Dude, okay, I'm taking the soccer ball away for now. All right, so the first question here is, have you noticed any differences in body language from different countries or cultures? Is there anything specific to Europe or to America or to Asia?
That's an interesting question.
It is an interesting question, and I'm not sure that I have really a great answer to that. Because
no.
Yeah.
No.
I haven't noticed any big differences. Most of the body language that you're looking for, the stuff that I've been explaining today, that we've been talking about, mostly stays the same.
A lot of girls in England, though, can be quite confrontational with their body language.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. Fuck. I'm not answering this one, guys. There's no answer for this.
What do you boys think?
In my experience,
go ahead.
I would say that yes, there is slight differences. A little bit of what Rich is bringing up with girls can be in Europe, for example. Girls can be a little more confrontational. They're a little more kind of on edge.
Yeah, so
Like
they got their
they,
guard
they
up.
can be
Right?
they can be a little extreme in both directions. So what could be perceived as a lot of affection in Koreans would maybe just be, yeah, you're a five, so I'll talk to you for 5 more minutes.
Right, yeah.
So it's you need to learn like, okay, how much or how drastic must is the body language normal for that country, right? So
That's a good point. Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
It's
so take like
yeah,
countries like France or Italy, where even meeting for the first time, you kiss each other on the cheek, right?
Sure.
And that
yeah.
is right.
And
That
you can
makes
take
no.
it the
Try
wrong
do that in
signals.
Asia, and you will be
So it's like as soon as you get, yeah, if you're completely retarded and you
yeah,
have no idea, and then a girl kisses you on the cheek in Italy, you're like, oh, she likes me, and then go for the makeout. They're like, what the fuck? Yeah, that would be hilarious. I'd love to see like definitely a Chinese person go to Italy, like a Chinese dude who's a bit of a player in China but has no idea about the culture in Italy. I bet he would get the wrong idea immediately. Yeah.
yeah,
You
exactly. So
would.
it is. Some countries are definitely more extreme than others, and
Yeah.
you kind of need to understand where you are a little bit.
So if any actions that you take could be part of a Borat skit, don't do that, right?
Yeah, actually, me and my mate, when we were in the quarantine hotel, when we first arrived to Korea, we were 2 weeks. We're like, we need to find out what's the differences, how to talk to Koreans in terms of other Asians. So then we found obviously Jack, the sole player. Like he was our resource for when we were in quarantine, finding out like how do they act to things in this country, this Asian country, because everywhere is different. Not so much body language, but you do have to find it out. You have to do your research, just a little bit of research before you go in any country. Read a blog post of a guy who lives there and get it from the ground. Yeah.
There are definitely cultural differences, but the body language itself is going to stay the same, right? The girl making the "let's get out of here" eyes is always going to be the same everywhere in the world.
Yeah.
Be aware of cultural differences like that, of norms of touching, right?
Yeah.
Because in Europe, you can touch a lot more without people reacting, but in Asia, if you're touching her and she's not flinching, that's a massive sign of interest. However, even if you're in Europe, if she's flinching, right, like that's even worse. So be aware of
Probably a
cultural
feminist.
differences. Yeah, feminists.
Yeah,
Because
that's a big
they're not
difference.
used to being touched.
Let's say flinching feminists.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the flinching feminists, the flinchinists.
But I remember being in the UK and compared to Korea, for instance, like two big extremes. When I was in the UK, this girl, she was like giving me, this vibe that she wanted me to just go right up to her and talk to her. She was really upfront about it, all because of my US accent. I was like, Jesus, man, I feel like Jesus. But in Korea, that doesn't happen nearly as frequently because
right.
I think I feel like girls that are more reserved, although if they're really attracted to you, then maybe it will do that.
Well, I think that the signs are just a lot more subtle.
I think so, yeah.
Because,
I mean, there's like it all comes down to the individual too. I think.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah,
Do you
I
get
think
turned off or turned on when a woman is going for it? Like if she's like
if she's aggressively like pursuing
often,
you,
I'm like, Jesus, God, how is she riddled with STIs?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, right.
What am I dealing with here?
Yeah.
No, I mean, I'm a pig. I fucking think so. I mean, I like it.
Yeah,
Who am I to say? I'm not gonna say no. What is this?
well, okay, so just because you won't say no doesn't mean that it's necessarily an attractive quality either. Because you could
Right.
be like, yeah, okay, you're into it, right? Well, then let's just bang it out and then say goodbye, right?
Right. It doesn't mean I'm gonna get into like a relationship relationship with her or anything like that. But it
Right.
is kind of,
Oh, yeah.
I won't say a turn off, but it's kind of like, okay, well, obviously I'm not the only guy or the first guy I've ever done this with.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I don't normally do this. I'm not this kind of girl. Okay.
Sexual
My-
stuff is happening now with me and Simba.
Yeah, well,
I just commanded him to lick my hand in return for all the stroking I gave him, and he obliged.
it looks like he's trying to stroke you back, buddy.
Yeah. Is he getting hard? Yeah.
Well, you might be.
I'll let you know if I feel something, guys.
Let's go on to the next question. Have you noticed people's ability to pick up on body language cues diminish over the years since more and more people are spending time online and on their phones? If so, how could one use that to their advantage? I mean, yeah, obviously, right? People are not as good at picking up in-person cues. I mean, hell, even just over the last 2 years, a lot of people have lost their ability to converse naturally and normally in person.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, they aren't very good at it anymore, and they're also not as good at showing the cues either because they're not used to it. They're out of practice. You deal with younger kids who have had phones literally their whole life. You know,
Yeah.
she's 21. She's literally never known a world without high-speed internet, right? And so she probably has underdeveloped social skills, especially whenever it comes to body language, to being able to signal what it is that you want or that you don't want. Well, there's no real advantage to this except that you're better than other guys, right? So like you said at the bar the other night, where like other chodes can't read the signals, and so they're going to get blown out of the water, and you just will get blown out less.
Oh, God. Here's another amazing test. It's simply put your drink down on their table and see how they react.
Yeah.
That's a great test to see, like, if they're comfortable with it and it's just okay, or they just slightly be like, and then immediately their eyes flicker to each other.
Yeah.
So that's a good test to see, are they into you or not? It's just literally put the drink down, have a look at how they react, how they communicate with their eyes to each other.
Right. So whenever girls do that, they do the eye thing to one another. It could be, like we said earlier, them being like, hey, this dude's fucking weird, right? Yeah, this dude's fucking weird. Or it could be them looking to each other for approval. Like, I don't know, I think he's okay.
Yeah,
what do you
so
think?
like,
yeah.
Okay.
So if they do a quick thing and then they both turn back to you
and smile,
then they're interested, right? I mean,
yeah.
It sounds basic, but it really is the case. But if they turn and they look at each other and then they don't look back at you,
and then yes, exactly. It's like there's a break in. So they used to be looking at you more in the eyes, but now every time they're just looking away.
Yeah.
Often, that's.
If they look away while you're trying to talk to them, if they're looking at each other while you're talking, then that means they're not interested.
But yeah, the phone thing.
Yeah.
Definitely, it's changed. Definitely, people are more like robots. They're not getting out as much, and they're not as social as things before. I'd say COVID has fucked a lot of places up.
Yeah.
With people's mental health and this whole. I went into 7-Eleven earlier, and God, the girl literally hid behind a machine, being like, "No mask. She just scuttled away, and I'm just like, I got a pack of masks off the fucking side. I was like, where are the masks? Where do I buy them? Bought them, handed the card like that, like I'm an infected.
Yeah.
I even told her I had a test yesterday. I'm negative. She's still like, oh no, please. It's like that's the impact. The impact of this, you have to understand it. And you have to realize that it is real, and there are a lot of people who are still not mentally sane after this bullshit we've all been put through.
Yeah.
And you just have to read the signals and adjust and make them comfortable, make them less insane.
Yeah. Building comfort is going to be massive because people get uncomfortable so easily now.
Yeah.
They get fucking triggered over words on Twitter. You're like, who gives a fuck, man? Like, oh, somebody had a thought that I don't agree with. They
Yeah.
must die.
Call the police.
On, get the fuck over yourself, right?
Yeah.
So you need to learn how to build comfort, especially with physical touch,
Yeah.
especially with the way that you talk to them. If they're scared, then they're not going to be interested.
Yeah, totally.
What do you boys think?
Completely agree. COVID has made us retarded, but
Yeah.
but
Well, maybe not us.
phone, but I think cell phones, smartphones, and all that stuff, especially online dating, it's really made people. It's cut out so much vital social skill that you need to pick up people.
Yeah.
It's streamlined so much of it. It made people really dumb. So like, I don't know. I like to use this analogy like with the video games with the Super Smash Brothers or something. In the older ones, you had to do all the inputs right to do all the attacks. But in the new ones, you just use a stick where it does it for you. And that's kind of like what social media is. It's that fucking stick that does all the work for you. And when you go back and try to play the game like it was meant to be played, you completely suck at it. You don't know what the hell you're doing. And that's kind of what smartphones has done to people. It's just get streamlined so much, to cut out so much essential stuff that it's you see people at RGB or corner and stuff, and they're just kind of standing around waiting for something to happen. You know, it wasn't like that before. So you really just have to learn or remind people how to behave, basically.
Yeah.
That's how I see it.
I definitely think you have a good analogy with Super Smash Bros. Because what you need to do now, you need to know what the right buttons to push is when you go out to do in-person socializing. And I think a part of the question was, how can you benefit from the social skills kind of getting lower during both online dating and COVID? And I would say for sure you get a lot more if you know how to read body language and do the appropriate responses. You get rewarded tenfold compared to someone who don't.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
so true.
Absolutely.
I
Absolutely.
mean, it does make it easier for you to stand out by being socially competent.
It does. It absolutely does. And the thing is, like, when you're more socially competent, you're not relying on, the stupid online dating app where you're arbitrarily swiping left and right on everybody. You expose yourself to so much more potential because you're socially capable.
Yeah.
And you're not limiting yourself to stupid parameters like age and distance, right?
Yeah, and the wonderful thing about that is as soon as you meet a girl from one of these apps, I barely do it. I don't play dating apps, barely, because I don't have time. I don't have time to message girls. I don't have time to deal with all that bullshit. But when you are so on point, she decides to fuck you the moment you basically spend the first 2 minutes, like within seconds of how confident you are. You roll off the metro, you roll out the taxi, you go up and meet her, be like, hey, about all this, like, blah, blah, blah. As soon as you are that guy who is comfortable, is amazing at instantly creating chemistry, then you win. Like, other guys have to spend hours of convincing her or making her more feel like there's chemistry or she's attracted. But as soon as you're on point with all aspects of your game, when you meet a girl from an online app, I mean, it's guaranteed.
Yeah. Well,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, online apps is basically just somebody saw the Indian guy Bob and Vagine meme 10 years ago, and they were like, that's a fucking great idea. What if we just had the whole world do that? So now everybody just pops on their phone and they're like, Bob and Vagine, Bob and Vagine, Bob and Vagine. Right? Like, fucking hell.
Yeah, but it's also just do that and also stand out in social apps. You need, like dating apps, you need to be very on point and make sure you don't fall into the infinite texting trap, right? If you're very on point, get them straight out on the first date.
Yeah.
And then it's set. You're a very proactive guy. Like, you've already set that image.
Yeah.
And then when you come there on the first date, you can't be shy. You can't be like a little bit scared. Like, the first second you meet her, like the first thing you do, you go straight up there, you go in for the hug, nice to meet you.
Mm-hmm.
And when you do that, make sure you put your hand on her lower back, not on her ass, but on her lower back, because that instantly creates that, okay, this guy knows what he's doing. And then from there on out, you just need to literally just hang out for an hour or two and then you're good.
Well, I mean, it's not like the girls don't know what these dating
Exactly.
apps are for, right? Like if you meet up in person, they're there to fuck, right?
Exactly.
They already know. All you have to do is just not be a social idiot, and
Yeah.
okay, yeah, I'll play with you.
Not even that. All you have to do is just show up and not look too different than how you do online. That's it.
Yeah.
If you don't weigh 50 kilograms or more, or you're not balding or anything like that,
Yeah.
sorry.
But yeah,
Well,
I
I
could resist,
heard
but
that a
yeah.
lot. So back when I was still using the dating apps, I had a lot of pictures with masks on. So
Mhm.
every single time I went on a first date, like, yeah, oh, thank God you were not mask fishing.
Yeah, I mean, I lie about my age all the time now, obviously, because I know that a lot of girls set the age. They have age limits. right?
Sure.
So I just put 28 now, right?
Yeah.
And then when there's chemistry, we're already touching, we're kissing. Often, like, I'll decide based on the type of girl I'm dealing with in front of me here. But if I can see she's already, like, handsy, wants to fuck, I'm like, yeah, I lied about my age. Like,
Yeah.
all this, but it's so funny. Paul, your advice on the height thing, genius. So I went on a Tinder date just before I left Korea, and I asked her, why did you swipe right on me? Why did you choose me? She's like, well, because we wouldn't have matched if you'd set your age above 30, because it's just not in my, I just don't do that. And she also said, I chose you because of your height, just straight up.
Yeah.
Like
Very
straight
specific.
up. So I'm now like adjusting my height to, as you do, 190.
Yeah. If you're above 185, you can just write 190 because it's a nicer number.
Yeah, and they don't know. I've got some really cool shoes now, these Timberlands with massive fucking...
Oh Jesus.
And they made me
Yeah.
add 3 inches on me.
Dude, Timberlands are awesome. Yeah, I own 3 pairs. They're the best.
Nice brother. Yeah,
Yeah, I should actually do that, huh? Paul, that's genius. Because I'm 183, right? So if I wear my Timbs, I'll be 190.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like they're gonna notice the difference anyway. Just you're just massive. Oh, okay.
Unless the only time you can get screwed doing that is if you're 183 and you say you're 190 and you go on a date with someone that's 180.
Yeah.
Then you will get burned.
Yeah.
I mean, if she's like 155, then
get the measure out.
Yeah, get the measuring tape out.
You've literally got the measuring tape there.
Yeah, I was actually playing a bit earlier, so yeah. It's fine. Actually, I'll do that 190, huh? I never thought of that. Yeah, because how are they gonna know? They're all like 150 anyway. So
yeah. So fuck it. Yeah. How do they know?
I'm also just genuinely confused. Like, if a girl is 150, 155, does it fucking matter if you're 180 or 190? Like, why does she even care? Now, if she's like 175, I can
I get it.
Yeah.
It's her mental reason to fuck you.
Yeah,
I think need that reason.
Yeah, I think that's all that it is just give her a reason. All right, let's look at this next question. How does one physically escalate on a date? So just in general, with physical things you should be doing and signs you should be looking for on different parts of the date, when you first meet her, at the first venue, and so on. I mean, I think we kind of went over that, but yeah, like what Paul said, if you've met her online and you've already spoken, then you should open with a hug, for sure. And maybe even a kiss on the cheek, right? And a really powerful move that you can do is
put your finger in her pants.
Put your finger up her butt. Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, okay. That is one powerful move. Yep. But another one is whenever you first meet. This is again somebody you've already spoken to a bit online, and you first meet. You give her a hug. You give her a kiss on the cheek, and then you turn to her and you say, "Hey, plant one here for good luck." Right? Okay, cool. So you're giving her orders. You're breaking the touch barrier. You're breaking the kiss barrier from the very beginning. Obviously, you can't do that immediately when you first approach a girl on the street or in a bar, but it shouldn't take long, right? If you say something, let's say you're at a bar, right? You say, "Hey, I'm gonna go get a drink. Do you want one?" Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'll have a this. Okay. Cool. But it's gonna cost you right here, right? And then you need to start breaking that touch barrier, breaking the kiss barrier. Make her comfortable.
Exactly.
Touch. Bring that in. As long as she's not flinching, not pulling away, then you're fine.
And also, don't be an idiot with the venues you choose. Always know the ones you're going to take them to. Always have your routine. Don't choose some place where you're sat opposite each other. Don't fucking eat a 3-course meal opposite each other.
Of garlic and fish.
Yeah, like, jeez.
Right.
Like, I like shisha bars a lot with pillows on the floor.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
And then you're just there having cocktails in a dark place with a private spot. Like, anything, as long as you choose venues where there aren't the witnesses, so everything can go right, you know? It's a perfect, comfortable environment for things to escalate quickly. Don't be a moron, basically. Don't be an idiot. Don't take her to a well-lit, bright as fuck restaurant, you know, with strobe lights. Just don't be
restaurants with strobe lights. The
fuck
kind of places are you eating at? Whatever venues you choose, you do need to know them well, and you need to know before you go what you're planning on doing. Right. So if you want to take her out and just do dancing and touching, a nightclub is fine. But if you want to talk at all, don't go somewhere so loud that you can't talk. So you need to know the venue already. You need to know how loud it generally is. Thanks. You need to know what the sitting arrangements are like. Rich's suggestion of a shisha or hookah bar is perfect because you already know you can sit together on the ground. You can be close. And I mean, that, I don't know if there's anything more intimate than that, right?
Suggestion as well.
You're taking stuff between your mouths.
She pokes. I mean, she's sucking on basically a dick.
That's great. Yeah.
And then you're talking to her and she's imagining
you're talking to her while she's sucking a dick.
Yeah.
That sounds weird, but okay.
Beautiful. And then she starts imagining your dick in her mouth.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, a bar that has a pool table is always good because if you can teach her how to play pool, that basically simulates the sex act, right?
Yeah.
Because you get up there behind her and you're moving her around and, you know, she's wiggling her ass. You're basically sticking your dick in her ass, trying to help her, like, get bent over and line up the shots.
I've just had a great idea. You know what we should all do? We should all, like, co-invest and make a bar with shisha area with pillows, private booth, a pool table.
Yeah. Just like a pure pickup date bar, right?
What else can we add to this bar that's going to make it perfect?
Drinks. Drinks.
Yeah, definitely
right,
drinks.
Alcohol.
It's only a event-based bar, so you have to be single to enter.
Yes.
Ooh,
that's good.
That's good.
Good.
No couples allowed.
Yeah.
No couples allowed.
Well, you know what's a good one too is also like beer pong and such or darts. It gets people more active.
Yeah. Beer pong, pool, shisha, pillow area.
So,
is there a bed upstairs?
It's just a flop house. It's just a flop house. That's what you're describing.
Okay. Would that ruin it if we put a bed upstairs?
Actually, guys, I know this place called Cafe Bridge where they have like these tiny little individual cubby hole rooms that you just like have to crawl to get inside of, right?
Oh, wow.
If we make the bar version of that.
You can add karaoke rooms without cameras.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Private rooms for, I mean, you can make up some excuse. It's for karaoke.
And also in the back, there's like a wall of fame. And the owner knows like the best customers and the guys who are getting the most lazy each year.
You get tally marks for every girl you
pay. And then you're in competition with other dudes, so you want to keep bringing girls there. So then you keep getting the customers back. Because you're like, I want to be top of the wall of fame.
I think the only way that this works though is if you vet the guys. Yeah. Right? So guys need to be members to come in. But any single girl can come.
Oh, it's a members club.
No fatties. No fatties.
Okay.
Yeah, no fatties.
Strict weight limits on the girls.
Wait, is there a weighing machine outside the bar? And then if it is too heavy, it just goes.
No. I
Dude.
imagine like the
It'd be hilarious.
I'm imagining one of those for.
it lifts it and hits the bell.
Yeah.
Right, and if she stands on it and it hits the bell, you're out.
Oh.
I just hire some asshole bouncer who has like no problem doing this. You just like step on the scale, and then it just rings, and then then you see the siren going off.
Yeah,
So-
the siren. Oh my god.
Yeah, you just need to hire the the Russian bouncers from Convent.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, like a
Yeah.
2 meter bouncer.
Yeah.
You know, I had another idea. If like you make everyone put their phones in like a basket, before they start ordering drinks and sitting down, so that they're forced sitting around.
No phones.
So there's
no
no
phones.
phone policy.
Yeah, no phones.
Yeah.
Yeah, no phones.
So that would be interesting. And so no phones, but people like to take pictures when they're out together, right? And so you need to
Polaroid camera.
right. That's
And
what I
we-
was gonna
And
say.
we charge the money for it.
Every table has little Polaroids
Has a
on
Polaroid.
them. Yeah, you can snap your photos here, and it's like $1 a photo or something, right?
Yeah.
Just
You
take your
know what else
shot.
you can do? You could also set up like little cheapy dial phones that are all connected to each other. So you can put like a number there. Now if you see like a group of girls you like, just dial like 02 and be like, "Hello, baby." They just do things like that.
You know what?
Oh.
They actually have something similar to that in the room bars here in Korea. If you go to the room bars, they all have a screen on them, and you order on the screen, right? But also you can just play chat roulette with the all the other rooms, right? And so
Oh, okay.
it'll just like pop you up onto some other room's screen, and
Wow.
you just start chatting with people there.
Oh, well, kind of like Chatterbait.
Yeah, like Chatterbait, but probably with more clothes on because you're at a bar.
Yeah, the
right?
problem is though,
Right.
if you did that, then there'd be just so many dudes going to this place just to try and pick up.
See, but that's the thing is that's why it's members only,
Yeah.
right? It's members only
Yeah.
because the actual number of guys doesn't matter nearly as much as who the guys are,
Yeah.
right? Because I mean, like if we had every single guy from our community come out to the bar together one night, it would still be fucking awesome, right? Because everybody's cool
Yeah.
and they're not gonna try and like
And you'd like
fuck each
share.
other over. Yeah,
And there might be a situation
of
where
course.
you want to share.
Yeah, or just be like, oh yeah, I fucked her last night. Have fun, man. She sucked real good dick. High five, and then like, okay, I don't know. I think as long as you vet the guys and
Yeah.
everybody who comes in is cool, you have a one strike and you're out policy.
Yeah.
If you fuck up, if you steal some other guy's girl, if you do some stupid shit,
Yeah.
right?
You're
then
out.
you're on.
This is a fucking good idea. We should do this.
A
It
member
is a
only
great
bar,
idea.
yeah.
Yeah, we should really
I
actually.
love it.
Yeah.
It's actually really smart. I love it. I think it's a brilliant
What do you
idea.
call it? What do you call it?
Oh.
Members only.
Yeah. Members only.
Members only.
Yeah.
Members only.
There you go.
Members only.
It's called members only.
Yeah.
I like
Or
it.
green
I like
bars.
it. Member also means dick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Members only.
So dicks only, But we
Oh,
vet
man.
the dicks.
The
Yeah,
Winners
this is
Club.
great.
The winners club, yeah.
This
Oh,
is
man.
great, man. What an awesome idea. What do you think, Paul?
I think it's a good idea. If we go back to the original question, I very much agree with Rich. Like those shisha places doesn't necessarily have to be a shisha bar. There are other places that are similar, like dark, very cozy bars.
Yeah.
Mm.
One of my go-to wine bars is exactly what you described. Like you go in there, I think there is 4 tables in the middle of the room, and everything else is either sofas or just pillows on the floor along the walls.
Right.
Is
And
it like
in
Dockery? Is it near Dockery? Yeah.
no. It's in Shinsa.
Okay.
But in addition to that, so when you are sitting against the wall on those pillows, you also have, they are meant for 4 people, so they have like these backs set up on the other side, which means no one can look at you directly from the front directly anyway. and those like you get snuggled up right next to each other, and it's almost mandatory to like she has to sit in your arm,
Yeah.
and it works magic.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Mm.
you can just keep. Oh, it is the best. It is the best.
Yeah, and
Oh,
then like
sure.
a bottle of somewhat okay wine is like 100,000 Korean. It's like, yeah, I can
Yeah.
do this for myself this today, and then one bottle of wine, and you go home.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually really good. That's a great idea.
The second group of places that actually works, where you don't necessarily have to be sitting on the same side,
Yeah.
are more like lounge bar places.
And
Mhm.
also, doesn't it just streamline your dating process so much better?
Oh yeah,
If like
Yeah.
for every girl you match, every girl you talk to, you say, "Yeah, we're going to this shisha bar." You know,
yeah. My
take them
like
all.
what
And
I
no thought about it. We're not going to
yeah
eat first, and then meet me there.
Yeah.
my ideal situation was that one bar I know in the Hongdae area would have been moved together with the other place, so that they were like very close to each other. Because then you can go to the first bar, which is like a music lounge. It's very cozy, like Norwegian winter cabin feel of the place.
Nice.
Nice.
And it's a music bar, so you get to choose your own music. So usually what I do there is after a drink, I'm like, okay, let's get a second drink here before we move on. And also let's put in some music requests.
Mhm.
And then, so you get to choose 3 songs. I always say, okay, so now you have to put 3 songs that you think are my mood music, aka in the bedroom mood music.
Right.
And she has to make that playlist.
Oh wow! So
And you get her thinking about it straight away.
playlist?
Yeah.
Fucking genius.
I like that.
That is beautiful. That's amazing.
And it
That's the
works like
end
a
of the bar.
charm every single
Music
time.
requests.
Yeah.
And then after that, you can take her down to that place, have a drink or two in like a very dark chill place, and you are so gold. You don't know what to do.
Yeah, and it's like if you're not already fucking from that place,
Yeah. Then you have this super intimate
intimate,
ending.
just to seal the deal. Man, tell me, can you message me like later the name of this song request bar? You told me about it before, but please,
Yeah.
send me a message because I'll just this is my routine now. I'm in Korea for a month. Let's do this. Yeah.
Yeah, dude, send it in the group chat and the Discord. I want to see this.
Yeah. Put it in the Discord because I'm also curious.
Yeah.
Damn, that's good stuff, Paul.
Let's hit
Yeah.
one more question, and then we'll probably wrap up.
Okay.
In Korea specifically, where the girls tend to be more conservative, depending on the type, what are the most important body language symbols to be looking out for that are unique to Korea?
Fuck that one.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. What? Unique body language examples from girls in Korea. Okay, yeah.
I just
Well, if
see
she
it.
starts touching you, then
Yeah.
that is the most like. Then you've broken through the Korean conservativeness.
Yeah.
There's a better one there. There's a much better one.
Go for it.
What?
Okay. What?
Okay, not the mistakes one. The
Okay.
one-
What
are the
body
signs?
language cues should you look for in a girl to know if it's time to bring her back
to your place.
Okay. Good.
Yeah.
That one's a lot. That one's a lot better.
More different than the others.
Yeah. So basically, if you've already broken the touch barrier, and if you've already broken the kiss barrier, then definitely you're okay. But even if you haven't, like I said, I don't normally kiss out in public, but it kind of doesn't matter, right? Like if she's cool with you having your hand on the small of her back, on her lower back, and y'all are hanging out, and if she's touching you at all, she's making forward motion towards anything like that, then that's when you just say something like, "Hey, let's go.
Yeah, and if she's
Let's go."
grabbing your hand to hold it.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, sitting near you, touching your leg.
If she's sitting on your lap,
making eye contact.
like, it's game
Sitting.
over.
yeah.
Yeah, it's game over.
Or she starts suggest going to other places.
Yes. And here's
Oh,
a good one. Here's a good one. never ever switch into chode mode. So there are so many guys who are like, this girl's perfect, she's a perfect girlfriend. They got the kissing done, they got the close-up stuff done, but then they'll be like, I don't think we should. Never go into the mode where you say to a woman, I don't think we should have sex tonight, because, or anything like that.
I want it to be special. I want it to be special.
Yeah, never fucking do that. Obviously,
Don't.
anyone who's watching this will never do that. But don't flip into a mode where you think, oh, I want to see her again. She's only going to see me again if we don't fuck tonight, because then it's like more like real, like a girlfriend shit. No. You must.
If y'all met out in public, nah.
Yeah,
Don't do
I
that.
agree.
Don't be stupid.
Yeah, because
Chill,
she
man.
wanted you again
Special.
after that.
Yeah.
Because she wanted you that night.
She
and
came out looking for dick, and you disappointed.
Yeah, because you suddenly became a chode and be like, oh, she's my dream girl, she's perfect, I want to make this into a real relationship. Oh, no, we're not going to fuck. No.
My friend did that. My
But
friend
in
did that.
that case, make it
Really?
special. Make it the best fucking sex she's ever had.
Yeah, exactly.
That is special.
Yeah, that's how
And then he will definitely come.
Make her come multiple times, do all this crazy shit, different positions, because you've had a few beers, you're gonna last forever, and be like, this is how I normally am. Yeah, and if she likes it so much, she'll contact you to do it again. That's how it works.
Yeah.
It always works. Yeah, don't
You
do it.
need to come with 100% satisfaction guarantee.
Yeah.
But Costco or something.
I've used that line actually.
Nice.
I come with 100% satisfaction guarantee. Or you're right back.
And it's like, but it is 100% satisfaction guarantee.
Yeah. Oh, can you imagine that shit? Yeah. So back to the original question though, what you're looking for to take her home? Basically, any sort of signal. No, not even a signal. Just she's okay with you touching her. You've already built up enough comfort. You've built up enough attraction. You need to go for it.
Yeah, and if you make out, then you immediately
Yeah,
go for it.
yeah.
Yeah, if you're making out, so you're good to go.
Like, what are we in middle school?
Yeah.
No.
But the important thing here too is to also be able to work up the courage to ask the girl, or to tell the girl rather, hey, let's go back to my place, because that I think for a lot of guys, it's just as hard, if not harder, than to make out with her and
Like,
get
listen.
touch.
It's like, listen. I want to be inside you. I want to do things to you. Listen.
Oh, I want to cover you in honey and eat you like a bear.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
I want to put my wiener inside of your vagina, and I want you to feel good with it.
My line I've used so many times. I don't know why it works. It's always worked. I just take a girl, hand behind the head, go straight in. Look, I want to take you right home and lick your pussy until you come, and then fuck you all night, or something like this. Or it's like, I just want to take you home right now and lick your pussy and all night and make you come. Just shit like that. Or I want to take you right now, and I just always, in Chinese, I can't really translate it correctly. It's like, 我想马上离开这个地方.
Oh, right, yeah, of course.
It's like, I do it in Chinese so well, but translating it's bad. But like, I just basically say, let's go out of here. I want to just fuck you right now, and we gotta go.
The important thing there is that it's congruent to who you are.
Who Rich is, yeah.
Yeah,
because he's a dirty bastard.
Well, and here's the thing is that if I try to use those lines, they'd be like, where's this coming from? You're a goddamn clown.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you're just like a fucking horn dog. No, this doesn't work. So what I used to do is I would say, hey, let's get out of here. We're going to go to a place that I know. The drinks are free, and the DJ is absolutely fucking fire. And like that is pretty obvious about what it is, right?
Yeah.
And that works. Also, hey, have you ever met Simba? You like dogs, right? Everybody likes dogs. Let's go meet Simba. I need to take him out so he doesn't pee in the house. Oh, okay, cool. Any reason to get them back to your place, any excuse, any sort of bait, or no bait at all, and just be like, I am going to stick my willy inside of you and flop around like a dead fish for 3.5 minutes. Okay, sure. Why not? Yeah.
Yeah. Do it on how you're feeling in the moment, how she's reacting, body
And how
language.
you act.
It's like if she's already just completely in sex mode.
Hmm.
Obviously, the lines I say, like it's just like, "I'm gonna take you home and fuck you all night, make you come multiple times."
Or just say,
Right,
let's get
right.
out of here. Right?
Yeah. It just depends. You always choose a different thing for
Yeah.
the situation. Is she a girl who needs an excuse to come to your house? Give her an excuse.
Yeah.
Is she a girl who's right now ready to bang?
Yeah.
Tell her,
Yeah.
I want to bang you right now. You have to read all these signals
Yeah.
correctly with the right girl, because that's just how it works, isn't it?
Yeah. That's true.
It could just be something as simple as, hey, grab your bag. Come on.
Yeah.
And then take her by the hand and just
Go.
go.
Don't even tell her where you go.
Yeah, like,
just say, let's get out
she,
of here.
she
Like
knows.
Ryan
It's
Gosling.
not. It's not a fucking mystery, right?
No, of course
Yeah.
not. But she's not gonna be the one who says it, right? So you
No,
have to be
she's
the
not
one
going to say
say
it.
Just be like, hey, I've done it this before. I was like, hey, let's go back to my place. He's like, all right, cool. Easy.
Yeah.
I told one too, like, hey, let's play video games. Kind of bored here. And she's like, oh,
Play
all
video
right.
games. Okay.
I turned on the Xbox and we fucked. It was disappointing. I didn't get to play
Hey,
games.
let's play Jenga.
Oh, Jenga. Oh, fuck, yes, yeah. I use the Jenga. I have a Jenga routine.
We're gonna add that to our bar,
Yeah.
but not regular Jenga. Life-size
Yeah.
Jenga.
Honestly, man, yeah.
Life-size Jenga.
Honestly, the first thing I ever did whenever I got a new house anywhere was I went and bought Jenga.
Yeah.
And then I'd invite girls to come and play Jenga
Yeah.
at my house. And
Actually,
we do drinking games about, we do kissing games. So I say, if you lose this one, I have to do this. I have to take off this piece of clothing.
Well, and you can just
Blah,
write.
blah, blah, blah.
You can write challenges on the different
Oh,
blocks.
yeah. Oh, it's
And
just...
so, like, if you pull this block and it says, like,
Yeah.
oh, you need to kiss the person to your left, or
Yeah, it's just...
go to the bathroom and take off your underwear,
Yeah.
and then come back with your pants on, or whatever.
Yeah.
Right? Like, you can put whatever the fuck you want on the
Oh,
block.
Jenga is the key to everything.
That is a good one.
Honestly, like...
actually, guys, also for that, so maybe possible future bar we're gonna have, we could add Jenga. I remember
Oh, yeah.
HBC.
Oh, shit.
There's a bar that has a gigantic bricks of like logs of wood that they use for Jenga. It's really fun.
Yeah, like life-size Jenga.
Can I quickly explain why Jenga's awesome? It's
Go ahead,
also
yeah.
because of the emotional highs and roller coasters.
Yeah.
So when it drops, you're both like, oh, and then you grab, and you're just like, ah, and then when she's just touching it, you're like, da-da-da-da-da, and it's just constant physical. And when she breaks it, when you break it, it's just like you just grab, hug, blah blah blah. You make a physical connect, and it's just it's so up and down emotionally.
Yeah.
So, and that's what triggers
Yeah.
sex and everything. All
That's true.
escalation. It can be made through Jenga. Yes.
That's true.
Dang.
Or
That's
through
fucking
a dog sniffing your balls. This is fucking weird. He's just buried his head in my nuts. Like, okay. Thanks, Bento. And on
Dogs
that
do
note-
weirdest things.
Sorry, what was that?
No, dogs do weird shit like that all the time.
Oh, yeah. And on that note, I think
Yeah.
we're going to go ahead and wrap it up. So let's give one final cheers for Chaps.
Yeah.
A surprise cheers. And I will catch you guys later. So until next time, Papa Jack out. Now I have to actually go and end it.
Oh.